Hacking in the Minecraft movie minigame lets you see some crazy stuff. Hello there, Ray here, and I got access to some behind-the-scene hacked content when it comes to the Minecraft movie minigame event, and I will explain the mastermind behind making this all possible. This is a map you play in order to get the new Yurt Cape, which is both for Java and Bedrock Edition. So if you tried going for the cape, this map might look familiar, except I have creative mode in this world, so I can go around and check out all the different builds and even stuff that is closed to access. And if I pull up the barrier block, it will show you the invisible barrier where you can't cross while you're playing on this server. So over here on this side, this is where it kind of looks like the same mini game where there is the portals and you're supposed to fight stuff. But this is actually all behind an enormous wall. And it's not even just a normal wall. They actually made this wall too thick, but it doesn't actually go up the total height of the world. So if you're able to jump really high, you're able to just jump over top of this wall. And you can see with the boundary boxes around this minigame as well, they don't want anybody hopping up on top of the roof, so they got completely blocked off. There is some invisible boundaries that are not barriers. So if I come over here, see, I can kind of show you guys. You see how my face is actually bumping up them? And these are different custom barriers that they put in, but they're not actually blocking me, but they would block you when you're playing the minigame. And if I go into survival, we can actually test these invisible barriers. As you see, I'm pushing up against the edge here and I can't fall off this. And this is why when you're playing the minigame, you don't fall into the actual pit over there. Now, it seems the way those border blocks work is that they place them at the very bottom of the world and they just make a border that can't be crossed in survival, anything that is above it. So you can see they're way down here at the very bottom, and they completely encase where the actual minigame edge is at. You can see they even double them up in some areas, so they definitely don't want you clipping through there. So if we would knock out one of these border blocks, it looks like they're updating. It's kind of cool. But by removing one of them, we should be able to walk through the wall now. So we remove the barrier, so I can't walk here, but if I go over here, oh yeah, I can walk through. Oh, that's cool. And apparently they don't want the mobs to hop up on top of these little spikes down here, so they got barriers there as well. Of course, there's a barrier in front of the door, so you can't actually go through the door when it opens up. And they got this whole place all blocked off. Now, to do stagger the barrier, so if you could get into like swimming mode or lighter mode, you could actually sneak through them. Speaking of custom blocks, they have a whole bunch of their own blocks that they added in. Since it's Bedrock Edition, they can easily add in blocks that have their own collision. You can see them all down here. They actually look really incredible. And underneath of all the building ones are all the kind of weird ones. This is like all the little cosmetic stuff you can buy, as well as all the movie props that you can find within the games. There's also a bunch of unique spawn eggs for all the special mobs in the game, since they are different. And you can even summon in the different characters. So here's a spawn egg for Henry. And they do have spawn eggs to actually do the numbers, which are in their scoreboards on the mines. I'll show you guys that later. There's also this arrow, which is a placeholder arrow. And the only difference is that it has a lowercase a in the arrow name. Now, most of these items you can see in the game, but this item here you don't actually find in the game because this is actually a nudge tool that the people who actually designed this map were probably using in order to nudge the different entities around, make it look nice when it comes to the different animation things. I'm not sure what's going on over here, but they left in a lot of holes and the holes got filled in with grass, it appears. Now, right under spawn is this box here. So I don't know if it has to do with moving the players. It's completely dark. There's also a bunch of random bedrock blocks down at the bottom. Well, let's break into this. Oh man, I can't see nothing. I don't know what's going on with this box. It's made out of some really dark material. Let's see, what is this? Blackness. It's called blackness. Maybe this is where they put the player when they're doing the cutscenes or something. It is really, really dark. It looks like it's a box, but you can't really even see what's going on here because it's so dark. And just beyond the water, where you normally can't get, there's this big hunk of blocks here. It looks like maybe they were just testing something. It literally looks like a super flat world with snow-topped blocks. That is very odd looking. And when it comes to the water, they actually made sure to come in and make it extra thick here so that you don't actually just swim right through these holes that they have. I haven't found any holes here yet that you can actually swim through. They might have accidentally missed some spots. I don't know how well they filled in all the barriers. This goes around the whole edge so that you can't escape the map. Over here on the edge of the map, it looks like they started taking the barriers around that way, but then they decided to just cut them across this way. And actually, before you can even get to those barriers, there's another set of barriers right here in front of my face. And if we pick block these are called Barrier Center 2. You can see they're going across this entire thing, so you can't even get over there. They also made this building here. It's right on the edge of the barrier, but you can see they came in and they started decorating the bottom, but then they got part way up it and they just stopped decorating it, as well as on the roof. Now by seeing the barriers, the cool thing is you can kind of see ways to get out of the actual map. Like if you're on top of this roof somehow, you somehow got up here, there's actually a hole right over here that you could fit through. So you could get outside the map if you could even get up that high. But there is some kind of small holes, and it seems like they've got pretty good. Like here they even put in like these little small barriers around this area here, despite having big ones around this entire building. And the way you clip into stuff is you use the lava chicken to clip into a wall, and then once you're inside of it, you log off, and then you log back into the server, and if the server is kind of laggy, then you can climb up the block that you're inside of. And that's how I got on top of this building here. If you've been enjoying it so far, leave a like on the video. But you wouldn't really gain anything by getting out here. As you can see, there's not much out here. They just put in some trees to make it look like it's really lush, but then they just end the map over here. Wait, what is this? Looks like some terracotta or something. This is, oh yeah, light blue terracotta. I don't know where that's out here. There's also another box over here. Yeah, this looks like the exact same box, but just got cut off. Now this massive arch is from the movie. You can see they put barrier blocks along all the edges of it. So they don't want anybody to get up here on top of it. But you can see they kind of use some type of like world edit tool where they put in all these kind of like little circles that eventually made up this huge arch. There is this castle part where it comes up to this door here, and you can't go through the door. But if you would go through the door, it actually continues on. I don't know why there's some random barrier blocks there. But on top of it, there's like this wall. I guess there's actually 2 walls of barrier blocks. But then if you keep going through, this little path actually continues going all the way up here, all the way up here, all the way up here, and it just keeps going. But then of course they just end it because no one's ever going to come over here and look at it, right? Well, I'm looking at it. Look at this here. They apparently didn't want people to parkour off this tree into this bell tower because they literally blocked it all with barrier blocks. I mean, I don't know what you do once you get on top of that anyways. I mean, they did a pretty good job at putting in a double wall of barriers from here to the other side. And the other side isn't the real minigame area. This is just a copy of it, as when you go to play this minigame with the portals, it teleports you from this spot into a new server that's specific for that minigame. Now in the map, I did try swimming up these waterfalls, but you can see they actually have the barriers there, so you can't go through. You can go into this little secret room. I think there's some emeralds that you can pick up here, but yeah, they got barriers everywhere else. And all the different water streams. Man, they really didn't want people to parkour. Even though they have the big wall, they put in all these little extra barrier blocks along here, just so you wouldn't be able to like parkour on top of here. Like how would someone even hop from there to over there? I don't know. Now looking inside this room, I actually found their logo, which is right here. This is the Spark logo. And I noticed the logo actually appears in other things. Like here it is on a piece of, what do they call this? Terracotta? Now, if you could parkour up here somehow, there is a hole right here where these torches are. That doesn't get you too far. I guess you have to make your way around here and maybe try to go through here or something. But they just plaster this thing with barriers. Now, over here by the chicken shop, there is 2 random barriers. I'm guessing there is something that's sitting there, like a person or something. Oh yeah, you can see they even got some other barriers. You see them colliding with them. They don't want you to walk on top of them. It looks like they loaded in now, as you can see that there's tables here with villagers on them. It looks like we got a duplicate villager sweeping here. There's 2 of them sweeping. Let's see how the redstone works in Steve's lava chicken. So the redstone goes here. Oh, they actually do have a torch. Wow, they actually have a torch that's completely hidden. That's actually kind of crazy. And it actually does go to the piston. Oh, that's incredible. Of course, this torch here don't seem to have anything that's actually activating it. But yeah, it looks like it would sort of work. They drop the lava downwards and chicken would be here and get burned. There's no hoppers to pick it up though. They also use sponge for some type of like building. So you can see sponges in some of the stuff. There's also something weird going on here. They got dried kelp, some green, some moss, just hidden underground. Here's some more weird building blocks down here. They got some emeralds and also some gold ore. And underneath of this tree here, they got some really weird combination of blocks. I guess they're trying to like mark out different stuff where they're going to build. Now I did check both the nether dimension and the end dimension, but I didn't see anything interesting here. So I think we looked at the Midport map pretty well. If you guys have any questions or things you want me to take a look at closer, let me know. Now let's take a look at the most interesting one, which is the mines. So now we're in the mines map, and you can see it looks just like it did in the actual game. You even got like little villagers and the animated minecarts moving all about. And if we pull up the barriers, you can see they put barriers around the edges. They apparently didn't want anybody to try to hop on to these ledges over here. There was one spot where it looks like you can get through. If you jump way over here, you can jump through this lava and actually get over here. But it is quite far away, and by the time you probably reach it, you probably get down so low that it would automatically teleport you. But this is real lava, so I think it would catch you on fire. But if you see my previous video, you would have seen that I actually was able to go all the way down to the very bottom of the floor when the servers were lagging and they wouldn't actually teleport me. But when you're down here, they actually do have some blocks behind the lava, so you can't just sneak through over here. And this is actually not real lava. This is actually a fake lava block that they made, which looks just like the normal flowing lava, which is up there. And you can kind of see the difference how it renders in. Now, after taking a look at this, there's really no hole that looks like you could parkour and actually get through this barrier. But there's one that looks like I might be able to do it, which is these little gaps right here. And you could actually crouch and go through there. So let's go on the actual server and give it a try. Hey, I got it. Okay, I actually managed to do it using the lava chicken. So now I'm over here and I ran from off of that thing. Now if I crouch, I should be able to sneak through here. Yep. Let's see what I can do. Oh, okay, I thought I fell off. Let's try to get up a little bit higher. See if I can get over to this platform. Oh, so it does appear if you would get through here, there is barriers on the other side. Go through and take a look. So they got barriers all around this platform here, so you can't land on it. Even if you did get down here, it's just a dead end right here. So I think I know how to do it now. I need to hop onto that chain there because the chain's not being protected. So let's first get uncrouched on this side. I think I should just walk over there. Yes, I did. Okay, awesome. Hey, we made it over here. Oh, look at all the people over there. We actually escaped out of a Minecraft movie mini game event. And yeah, as we predicted, nothing is back here. That's pretty cool. Is this the real lava? Oh, that's the real lava. People can't even see me. They're just like walking right beside. Come save me. And that is exactly why I wanted a map of the actual game, so you can find exploits like this. If you enjoy exploits as much as me, make sure you guys are a subscriber. But let's go back and see if we can find some more cool stuff. So we're back in the map again, and they're doing something really weird with the minecart over here. Looks all normal, but then once it gets over here, all of a sudden it just goes... Nope, disappears. Okay. Let's see what this one does. That one also disappears. That one just teleports to the opposite side, and then he gets teleported all the way down here. I guess the minecart's also here, and then they can continue on their path. So it makes it look like they go from up there down to here, which is really strange. And when they're down here, they get teleported back to a different area. But the entrance to the mine area is all in one big, huge piece of stone that makes up the entire map. And it is really, really massive. Looks like they even got like a little room that goes over here to this room, but there's nothing in it. And as you go down towards the bottom, they start adding in all of the shadows, which make it look really dark. But besides this huge area, right beside it is the pieces they use for the cutscenes. So when you join the game for the first time, they show you like little pieces of the actual mines, and they talk about what you should do and what you watch out for. And that's all done in this little piece here. Players never actually go here, just for the movies that they show you. And there's some more pieces up above it for the other pieces of the cutscene, including a completely fake entrance to level 1 mine. Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. And here's another one of the chunks of it that's used for a cutscene. And for some reason on the back of it, they just have a bunch of gold blocks inside of it. And on top of it, they also have another cutscene. This is the one where they show off the dungeons. Oddly enough, they have some redstone blocks sitting on the edge of it. They also have this line of just glass blocks that just goes from here over to there. And on top of this, for some reason, they also have a whole bunch of barrier blocks. I think it's just from the ones down there. They probably just did the fill command and filled in all the air completely upwards. So you can see it went all the way up to here. There is a hole right here where the glass goes through. Strange. Now at the top of these maps, they do have everything kind of like chunked out with these little grid patterns. You can see this all the way across the entire thing. And there is some weird stuff here in the middle of them. I think they have them like marked. You can see there's some numbers with them. Maybe they have different IDs or something. And same thing for over here. They got some different types of blocks and some signs beside them. I don't know if they're like just maybe doing different textures. Some of these look like vanilla and some look like the ones they altered. Same thing for over here. But right beside that is the actual level 1 mine, and this thing is massive. It's really cool to see how all the different layers are connected with each other. But this is where you normally get dropped down. You can see there is the boss area right there. Then you would come out and then you have to decide one of the 3 areas. But with this map, we can actually see exactly which ways are the best ways to go in order to find stuff. So just going this direction, we can see if you get over here and you climb up all this water here and these vines, you get all of this redstone ore, which is an insane mother load of it. But you do have to do a little bit of vine parkouring. And in the same area, if you go under the water, you come up in this area, which is a completely enclosed room. The only way you get here is through the water, also full of redstone. There's another good spot for redstone dust by following this mine shaft here. And then once you get into this big lush caves biome, you have to go up this waterfall. And at the very top, there is actually a whole bunch of ore you can collect. And you can also take the minecart back to the spawn area. And near the elevator on these things, they do got barriers, even some of those invisible barriers. But on the opposite side, there isn't much here to look at anyways. Level 1 also has these signs on top of the different ores. Now this explains why I fell into the void. If you've seen my last video, I accidentally got clipped into the wall. A mob shoved me into the wall on one of these spawners, and since they're sticking outside of the entire block of stone, I clipped through and then I got pushed out and I fell all the way down and died in the void on the actual server. It's really cool to just fly around and take a look at everything, but this is level 1, so let's go take a look at level 2, which is actually currently not available, but it's going to be opened up when they open up the 6th quest, which is one where you need to collect a bunch of diamonds. And there's quite a size difference, so this one here is level 1, and this huge thing from way up there down to there is all of level 2, so it's a much bigger map. So this is what level 2 looks like, and the big difference is that you can see, yeah, there's tons of lapis, and we also got gold and diamonds. And diamonds are like everywhere on the map, so yeah, getting the 60 diamonds needed for the last quest isn't going to be too difficult. And this is what the elevator part looks like for level 2, and if you go this way, through all of this, cross over this and come over here to this lava spot, parkour. This is where the mother lode is. Look at all those diamonds. That is just insane. There's another big diamond mine. If you go this way and go through this mines here, go all the way through here, make your way all the way this direction towards the dripstone. You gotta go across the dripstone up here, then walk all the way around the entire edge, all the way up to the very top up here, and into this corner here, there's also a whole bunch of diamonds. But this one's pretty far away from spawn, but there is also a minecart that takes you directly back to where the start is at. And there's also some diamond mines completely to the right, so if you take this path through all of these mines here, and take this path through that there, then you have to go across this lava here, and once you parkour around the entire thing, back up to the top here, you have all of this to choose from. This map also has some amethyst, which actually look pretty cool, the way they made this texture. It almost looks like dragon scales. There is some funny things that are in the world, like underneath of this lava pool here, they have some yellow wool, which is kind of funny because wool is flammable. On this side of the map, there's just a random single bedrock block in the middle of nowhere. So now to answer the question, how did I get access to this world? Well, I was shown how to actually download the map right from the server by Merely Miserable. It's kind of a weird way, but essentially it's very similar to like in Java Edition, where you can log into a server, and since the server sends you all the packets of all the blocks in the game, you can just have a mod that collects all those packets and rebuilds the entire world just like it is in the actual server. And this is what it did, but for the Bedrock Edition, so it's a little bit more confusing, but yeah, essentially you end up with a world that's a replica of what you see when you play the server. But what I showed you today looks like a mere child's play compared to what this person is actually able to do on the actual server. This person was able to get into the level 2 mines on the actual server and had the entire mines themselves just collecting all the diamonds and getting thousands and thousands of emeralds. They were also able to do some other crazy stuff, like they actually got the cape before anyone else got it by using some weird methods where they can just modify the game, as well as a whole bunch of other weird stuff. But I don't want to get the person in trouble, so I'm not going to explain how they actually did all that. And because this map is not supposed to be given out to anybody, I cannot give you guys this as a world download. And that would probably even allow Mojang to take down the video, just like they tried to take down my AFK Fish Farm video by claiming that I was giving out a DLC Bedrock Edition world, when the entire time it was just a normal Java world, but they try to use that as an excuse to remove my OP AFK Fish Farm. But if you do enjoy different Minecraft glitches and exploits, I have this entire playlist that goes into really weird ones I found throughout the last last 15 years of playing this game, so check that out. And if you want to learn how to get the new Yearn cape while being AFK, I did a video on that, and it's actually not that difficult. Now, thanks to all my supporters, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!